Hey everybody, it's me Marquita.
And me Gary.
And we are here doing National March Days.
French toast.
Yeah.
I mean French bread.
French bread. National French Bread Day. This is mine. We're eating French bread pizza. It looks watery because the ketchup didn't get shook up. If anybody know me or if they don't know me and want to know, I like ketchup on my pizza because I like mine to be extra saucy.
And I got the Supreme.
Yeah, Gary got Supreme.
I like Supreme.
And then garlic, and then he got the cheese.
Yeah, I got cheesy garlic bread.
Cheesy garlic bread. All right.
Well, she's got another half in there. She just ain't sure she's gonna be able to eat it yet.
Yeah, and I am doing National March Days with CGG. Y'all go on and check her out. Let's see. I don't think I watched her video today because we got up at 9 to go get, well, we got up at 8 to go get a hair done. Me and the girls and Gary, we all four got our hair done so that we can go to North Carolina in the morning. And so we've been gone all day, and in Oak Ridge we don't have great cell. Is that not a dent? I guess. We don't have great dent.
Great service.
I'm tired. We don't have great service in Oak Ridge. So like I couldn't like watch her videos, and plus I was catching up. If y'all don't know, my friend Angela's the one that did my hair. Love Angela. And I haven't seen her in over a year.
Well over a year.
Yeah. And so I was just sitting there catching up. Reminiscing, catching up in the old times, like old times. And talk to her two boys, and they're so cute. Little baby Angel and Mr. Bright Eyes. That's what I call them. Baby Angel and Mr. Bright Eyes. Yeah. Mr. Bright Eyes actually got big. He's not Baby Bright Eyes anymore. He's Mr. Bright Eyes. But yeah, if y'all don't know who that is, I do have a video of him on my channel. I'm just saying, Mr. Bright Eyes, that is. But anyways, oh yeah, check out CGG. Sorry, and I will link her page and video in the description and pin comment down below. So hopefully y'all enjoy this video. I'm hoping to enjoy this pizza. This bread look kind of hard.
It is hard. Oh, you can't make them that hard. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna break what billies I do have off.
Unless you find like maybe butter the bottom section, let it soak in. Soften it up. That's the only thing I think to do. The only problem I got with French bread, they're always hard.
That's too hard.
I even cooked it under what it said, so they try to hopefully be softer. That one was way under.
Well, I took one bite of it. I might have to just gut it out.
2.5 cents a piece, and I only cooked it for 3.5 for two of them together.
I'm gonna have to gut it out. So after this video, I'll get a knife.
Yeah.
And
get
gut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a boat out of it.
Yeah. But Oh, and I got to meet Bethany and Matt's 2 kids. A little history. I went to school with both of them. I went to school with Matt and Bethany. Me and Bethany were actually, we were friends, I guess you can call us friends, because her 9th grade year was my senior year. So we hung out because when my bus driver, my bus driver was her bus driver, because she lived like basically on the route. So when we picked her up in the morning. I stayed at a homeless shelter. She didn't. She lived near where I stayed. And but the bus that I rode, you know, was the bus she rode. And that bus would come and pick us up, take us to a middle school. I won't say what middle school. They took us to a middle school, and then from that middle school we wait for the big bus to come and take us to high school. Like I said, she was in 9th grade when I was in 12th grade. And Matt, and I'm friends with Angela's little sister, which she was in 9th grade when I was a senior. That's how I met. That's how I met Angela and Matt. And then Matt is the guy I went to my senior prom with. And it was funny because I was like, I still remember, like Margot was standing there waiting for us to, like we were, me, Bethany, a girl named Christian, a dude named Jason, which Jason I went to middle school with, and then we graduated together. Like, what's the thing? But he was one of the ones that got Drew where he lived at, because they were trying to segregate. Desegregation. Wait.
Desegregation.
Is that's
so it makes the black.
Okay. They were trying to desegregate the high school that I went to. And so he went there from 9th grade to, you know, he graduated. And I just went there second part of my senior year. And so the guy, so it was me, Jason, Bethany, Christian, and then Megan and Tiara. But Megan and Tiara was in middle school. But I watched them after school. So they just stayed on the bus until it was time for me to get out of school. And then the bus driver, of course, came and picked me up from school. And then they were already on the bus. And so I remember we was all standing there waiting to catch the bus, and you know, waiting for our bus to come, because he wasn't there. Usually he's there waiting, but he wasn't there that day. And I remember, so we was talking, it was like me and Bethany and Margot and Devlin. Is that who she dated? I think she was dating Devlin at the time. And I think Christian might have been kind of in the conversation. And we were all standing there talking. And then I was like, Margot. And it was funny because, here, put up your hand, because I got to show them. Like, okay, this is Matt. And this is Margot. They were like this. Well, they were like this talking. And so I was like, Margot. And then she turned around. So they're like literally like this. And I'm like, Margot, look, ask your brother if he would go to senior prom with me. I got a ticket. I don't want to date him. I just need a date for the prom. So then she turns around and goes, no, no, no. Not right now. Not right now. Literally, they're back to back. I still remember that. And so I laughed, you know, no, she wasn't dating Devlin. Who am I thinking of? You know what? Nope. My bad. That is my bad. Bethany did not date Devlin. That was, oh, the old girl that was legally blind. I know you don't know, but in my head, I know who I'm talking about. Because she was dating Devlin. Sorry. Bethany was dating Dominic. I think that's his name. Don't get me wrong, because I only went to that school for 4 months. And I didn't talk to anybody. Like I talked to Margot because we had first period together. So that's how I knew Margot. And then I think, and then I knew Bethany because we rode the same bus, school bus. But other than that, and then I knew Christian because we had orchestra together. But it was funny. So Margot waits till she got in the car, and then she asked him, and you know, of course he's like, well, I really wasn't gonna go, but I guess I'll go. And so we went to senior prom and everything, and then Miss Margaret, I tell this story all the time. She didn't like me at first because, see, what have happened, it's not an excuse. See, what have happened was on that day, which was a Saturday, I went and took an IQ test. I had to take an IQ test in order for them to tell me if I had to take ACTs. That's what they told me. Anyways, I had to go take a test. I came back and I called Margot. I'm like, I just got back from taking my IQ test. Like you and Matt, like I'm about to hop in the shower. I'm about to get ready and y'all can come on. And she's like, okay, well, call me like when you get out of the shower. So I was like, okay. So then like I took my shower, and my roommate Heather, shout out to Heather. I'm not gonna say her last name because I don't know if she want anybody to know her last name, but shout out to Heather. She did my hair, which she did my wig, I should say, because 2 days before my senior prom, I shaved my head bald. Like I did Tamar Braxton. So like I was like literally shaved bald. And the woman that cut my hair, that shaved it for me, I laugh when I tell this story. And I don't know if it's inappropriate laugh, but I do laugh because at the time it was funny to me. And still now it's funny to me. But it's not, it's funny, but it's not funny. Okay. See, what it is she was born deaf. So, you know, so she can't hear. And, and she knew not everybody knew sign language. So she learned how to read lips. Well, she was cutting my hair and she was asking me questions, and she's behind me looking at the mirror as I'm talking to her. And she said something, and like I answered her question, and she goes, huh, I didn't hear you. It's not funny, but I did laugh. I did laugh because in my head, I was like, did she, like, was that a joke? Like, I didn't know if it was real or if it was a joke, or like if she really, and what it was is I said it too fast and I slur my words so I don't enunciate, and I was trying to enunciate, and then I went back, and like I tell everybody, we don't enunciate in Tennessee. Maybe y'all do. I don't enunciate. So I was talking and I slur and I, you know, slur my words, and I tend not to move my lips, but I forgot because I got comfortable speaking and my lips wasn't moving. And that's what she meant was, oh, I didn't catch it. Can you say it again? But what she said was, huh? I didn't hear you. So, she shaved my hair. But that ain't why she shaved my hair. Like, I was getting my hair shaved on purpose. So, Heather did my hair. And then I was like, okay, I'm completely ready. And so then Marco's like, well, my mama said, can you come over here? And I was like, yeah, I need your address. Now, let me explain. Margot said, I live in a greenhouse. I live in a green and white house.
Are you going to go get the roll-ups?
Probably not tonight. He's eating. And so Margot tells me, I live in a green and white house. So I'm like, okay. We go on the street that she lived on. And now, you heard what I said, green and white house.
Green and white house?
Yes. Now, when I went on that street, like, she's like, if you go up this hill, I'm like right there at the top of the hill. Went up the hill. At the top of the hill, there's a greenhouse, white shutters. Right next to it is a white house with green shutters. So I'm like, which one does she live in? Because that's a greenhouse, green and white house. That's a green and white house. And it was like literally an identical house. It was just one was green with white shutters. The other one was white with green shutters. My 18-year-old mind was like, okay, she just don't want me to go to the prom with her brother. I didn't do anything to her. I thought she was mad at me. So I went back to the homeless shelter. Well, while I was gone, they called the shelter and was like, oh, well, just tell her, forget it. We're on our way because we're going to come and get her. My mom wants to take pictures. And from there, we're going to the prom. Well, I was out. Katina, that's the one that was driving me around. She had a cell phone, but I don't know if they just didn't know her cell phone number at the shelter or what, because they didn't call her. And so we got back and we were like, okay, when we went to that thing, there was 2 green and white houses. So when I called, that's when Miss Margaret's like, oh, well, they came to get you. And I was like, what? I was like, Margot's the one that told me to come there. She goes, yeah, well, we didn't think that you was going to come. So, you know, they just came to you. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I was sitting on my leg. So, from there, I was like, okay. I was like, just tell them if they come back. And I was telling Miss Margaret, if they come back, I will meet them at the Foundry. That's where I'm going to be at. I have Matt's ticket. And just tell them to meet me. Because it was me. It was going to be me, Margot, Willis, and Matt. And I was like, just tell them to meet me at the Foundry. Because that's when we had our prom at. And so then, while because I left and went to the Foundry. Well, they came back because Miss Margaret's like, oh, she's not here. And so they called in and said, oh, she's at the Foundry. But before they got that message, they came, he got out of the car, slipped and fell, and skinned his knee. Which, let me explain. No, seriously. I'm serious. Have you ever met Matt? I don't think you have. No, you met Moses.
I don't know.
You haven't met Matt.
Him briefly.
You said,
over there in her house when she was over there with her.
I don't think you met Matt.
I talked to him briefly.
What?
The shortcake.
What shortcake? No, I gave mine to Daddy because you ate his. Anyhow.
You're on the green guy, the green pie. I'll get him. Yeah,
be patient. It's not all about you.
You're being rude to the friends here.
And what happened was, Matt, and this was Matt at 18 because he was turning 18. He was 17 still because this was May 2002, and he turned 18 September of 2002. So he was almost 18. He was 17, but he didn't technically graduate with me, but he technically did. I guess if that makes sense. Because he was a senior in high school, but he needed, I think, 3 credits. So instead of him walking across stage, being 3 credits short, he just went back and took 3 classes of high school. Once he passed them 3 classes, he then got his diploma. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he might only needed 2. He's either 2 or 3. So he was a senior, and he technically graduated, but he technically couldn't, because he could have walked across stage with the credits that he had. But I don't think that Miss Margaret felt like that he fulfilled, his duty, because he didn't have all his credits when he graduated. So Matt at 17 was about 6'5". Now he's, I'm 35, so he's 34. No, he might. Yeah, he's 34.
You're younger than you?
No, his birthday's in September. He'd be 35 in September. Cause
he's younger than you.
Yes,
What
Angela just turned 36 in February. Cause Angela's like 9 months older than me, and then basically a year.
He hadn't graduated, but he was back.
No, he technically graduated. He did three classes. Once them 3 classes were passed, he then got his diploma. He was a senior when I was a senior. He just didn't graduate with me. But he was a senior.
He graduated the year before.
He graduated technically after me. He didn't walk across stage with me.
Okay.
So when it looks like he graduated in 03.
Okay.
Or the rest of 02. Because I graduated May of 02. He graduated like October of 02.
Okay.
But yeah, because he only needed 2 or 3 credits.
Okay.
But he's like, I think he's like 6'6" now. Like he's really tall. And so Miss Margaret didn't like me because, one, she only knew 3 or 4 days before senior prom. So she's like, I didn't know ahead of time. 2, he fell and skinned his knee. And guess what? She had to buy the tuxedo. Because they only had 2 tuxedos long enough to fit him. And she was renting it. So she was mad at me because she's like, I had to buy a tuxedo and I wasn't planning on buying it. I don't know how much it was. And I love Miss Margaret. And I was like, please forgive me. And she told me. And that's how I know she, she was mad. She's like, yeah. She's like, for the longest time, like, I couldn't stand you. But then she met me at Margot's back to school party that August, and because Margot wanted to throw a party. I'm like, yeah. I was like, we should throw a party. She goes, yeah, the basement is vacant. So me and Margot, we went down and we got the basement in working order and all that. And so, and then Margot was having that sleepover because that was the last hurrah. And the only people that came was me, Margot, Matt, of course, because he lived there. Angela was upstairs, and at that time she was dating another guy. And then Jasmine and James. And then Jasmine, and I know Jasmine because Jasmine was in my orchestra class with me because she played the cello. And if you see this girl, she was like freaking 90 pounds soaking wet. And it's like, what? Like, really? You gave her the biggest instrument. But I wasn't complaining too hard because I was playing the viola. And I wasn't trying to carry no big old cello. That was not my instrument of choice. And so that's how I know Jasmine. Then I know James, her brother, because once again, James played the viola. He was the only other person in technically in the school that played the cello that was willing to play the play the viola, that was willing to play the viola. Cause like he was in orchestra too. Cause like he was in his freshman year, and when I went there, that was his sophomore year. And so when we had our concert, like our end of the year orchestra concert, it was funny because in the class it was. I'm trying to say it in the order that they were sitting. See, it was Christian, Clifton, Alicia, me, Jasmine, and then the teacher sit right in front of us. And I remember I walked in because they was asking, well, you know, because like I told them, I was like, I really want to play an instrument. Now, I went to a magnet high school. I never knew what a magnet high school meant. So, like, when I told them I want to play an instrument and all that, and so they put me in their orchestra thing. So, I was in beginner orchestra, even though I was a senior. I didn't need the credits to graduate because, like, I knew I was going to graduate anyhow. But... So when I went in, he goes, what instrument do you want to play? I was like, I want to play the violin. He goes, well, you see, and he pointed at Alicia. He goes, he was at Christian. He's like, she plays the violin. He plays the violin, you know, and then pointed at Alicia. She plays the violin. And then there was another girl named Charlotte. And she plays the violin. And he goes, and I play the violin. He goes, will you play the viola? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And he goes, let me show you. He goes, it's exactly like a viola, but it's,
Exactly
yeah,
like
it's exactly like a violin. It's just a little bit bigger. So I did it, held it. I was like, yep, I'll play it. It was a good thing that I said yes to that, because the only other choice was a cello. And so, and it was literally the very next day, Jasmine got switched. She switched her classes and got put in and she wanted to do orchestra because like her brother. And so he asked her, what instrument do you want to play? She's like, I want to play the violin. He goes, well, you see. He's like, we don't have, and he pointed, you know, she plays the violin, she plays the violin, she plays the violin, and she plays the viola, and I play the violin. He goes, but we don't have a cello player in here. He's like, will you play the cello? She's like, yeah, my brother knows how to play it, so yeah, because, you know, James knows how to play anything. Like, I'm talking about, and he was so talented. And he really didn't know how to play cello. He knew how to play violin, cello, keyboard, piano, guitar. And like some of the stuff he's self-taught. And like he can play it, like, and he knew how to read music. Like, you know, his second language. And so when we had our little recital, our little orchestra concert at the end, the teacher asked, okay, well, who wants to be first chair? And I was like, me. And of course, Alicia, Clifton, and Christian raised their hand. They're like, me. And then Jasmine raised her hand, and she's like, me. And he goes, well, he goes, Alicia, Clifton, and Christian, you guys say after school today because you got an audition. He goes, Marquita, you're first chair because you're the only viola, and Jasmine, you're first chair.
What's
because
viola?
It's like a violin.
Oh.
And he told Jasmine, well, you're first chair because you're the only cello player. Because like we were the only beginner, people in our class. And he only taught one beginner class, and it was us. In which Alicia didn't even need to be in that class because she'd been playing the violin since she was 4. Like, she could play it without even looking. Like, she can literally, if you tell her a song, instantly, she'd be like, oh, this song, just start playing. He goes, well, why are you taking my class? She goes, oh, it's an easy A. So it was like, but so, she only took it just for the easy A. And it was her freshman year, so she can do that. Like, everybody was a freshman except me. Like, I wasn't a freshman. Jasmine, Clifton, Alicia, and did I say Jasmine already?
And me.
Jasmine, Christian, Clifton, and Alicia was all freshmen. And then I was a senior. So I was like, but I want to audition. He goes, well, you can audition, but you're gonna make it, And I was like, maybe I can audition against James. And he goes, well, James is in like orchestra too. Like, he is not a beginner, He's actually like a level. He's on like the 2nd tier, So like that's kind of not fair because he's way more advanced than you are. And so I was just like, He's like, but you can audition if you want, but like, I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna make it, But I didn't audition, but I wanted to act like I did. And then James came in and he's like, well, you're first chair, so I'll allow you to sit right here. And I'm like, no, because like, he's a better player than I was, and that I am, because like, he still can blow smoke, circles around me, and, but he's so talented. Nicest person you would ever meet. But, so that's all the people that was at that party. What else?
I don't know.
But anyways,
Don't forget to
I was,
GGG.
yeah, don't forget to, you can say it.
Don't forget,
Oh, hold on. Okay.
don't forget to check GGG.
Channel out.
Channel out. And don't forget to see, do you have pizza? Comment down below.
Not pizza, French toast.
French toast and comment down below. I know, can we get the roll up?
But y'all have a blessed day. I will link CGG's channel
And we
in
will.
the description below. And y'all go check her out. Y'all go subscribe to her. Y'all go support her. Y'all will not regret. I swear, if y'all made it this far, y'all will not regret. Go check her out.
And you guys, you should go get your hair like this.
Well, I don't know if Angela is willing to do everybody's hair.
And
Thank
that mommy's is so cute. Comment down below which one is cute the better.
And they're going to say Hannah and Savannah.
And Marquita and Daddy. Because I like Gary and I like Mommy. I'm gonna go get the and I like my own. Because JoJo should buy when we don't have a bow. A big bow. We saw a big bow in Kroger. JoJo.
You didn't need the big bow. But y'all have a blessed day.
And we're little JoJos.
And they're little JoJos, like little Parker. Like Parker is little JoJo and little Miranda.
And yes. But we just don't have the makeup and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway.
Bye. Don't forget to check out GGG. Now bye.
Bye.
Check it out.
Bye.
Comment down below.
Bye, guys.
Bye.